Hello and welcome to today's Abhigyan's Point. As I said, through this column, we'll track how the world is changing around us. We all know the world will never be the same again post-corona crisis. Yesterday, we talked about the fact that how America is trying to put most of the blame for the corona crisis on China. And Trump has been very clearly calling it the Chinese virus. Now, let's look at India's response towards China. India's had a tricky and a difficult relationship with China always, and we know that. Now let's look at India's response. India's first big response is on tightening the rules of foreign direct investment in India. FDI investment in India. That's very significant because the new laws clearly say that countries which border with India, which of course is Pakistan, Bangladesh, China, etc., they have to follow the government route or the rules of the government route to make investment. Why is this so significant? Let me explain to you. Because there has been a huge amount of investment, rapid and fast coming into Indian startups. And that is where very cleverly there has been a penetration of Chinese money in Indian startups. There are also about 800 companies, 800 firms that are Chinese that operate in India. Now, these startup funding decisions are also very quickly made decisions. So I think the government in a post-corona scenario is aware of the fact that yes, this is Chinese money. So it is basically investment barriers right now that the government of India is trying to create as far as China is concerned. As we continue to talk about India's response to China and, of course, creating investment barriers, as I made this point, that it is about the money that is actually being put into Indian startups. The startup funding procedures are based on very quick funding decisions. So a lot of argument now is about a no-go area, like certain areas that could possibly be defined for the future, but there can't be any kind of investment. Now, these are very tricky situations. You can't have a direct confrontation with China, not for now, as it seems. Of course, we'll talk about the future as well. The big point, of course, I want to make through this is also, has the response in creating investment barriers a bit too late as far as India is concerned? A lot of people will naturally argue that this has purely happened in a post-corona situation. But was the government of India not that aware of the fact in terms of penetration of the Chinese money in the smaller startups and investment? There's no denying fact that if you look at the Brookings India concerning report, it also indicates how there have been smaller type of businesses, including mobile, etc., where Chinese money has been trying to buy them out or at least make an investment into it. So it's a very interesting scenario which the government of India thankfully has read it and understood, and therefore it is through its laws trying to implement tighter FDI rules. But my point, of course, is it a bit too late in the day? Because we all know that there is a growing sense across the world that China's economic strategy is to make use of the situation so as to enter markets and also economically or financially dominate them. One of it could be and is, of course, India.